So the concept that we violated was the territory of someone else by ignoring the markers that they had clearly set out for their territory. And then the way they reacted was how when you invade someone's territory, they have a response. And the responses from each person was just a little bit different. And yeah.
When we sat down with them, every person we sat next to moved their objects, like their backpacks or their food or anything they had with them, away from me, regardless of how close I was or if I moved at all. I know with the girl in the booth, we sat down, I didn't move at all the entire time. She kept moving farther away. And then the guy at the table got out his phone and just ignored us the entire time. And as soon as we left, he put his phone away and went back to what he was doing.
Thanks. Okay, cool.
Okay, so the norm that we violated was Hall's personal space theory. We have intimate distance being up to 18 inches and personal space being 18 inches to 4 feet. So
how we violated this was basically we just walked around and hugged random people that we saw walking around. And for me, I just noticed a lot of the general adaptation syndrome, and when I would go up and hug girls, they would retreat and be like, I'm fine, please don't hug me, you're in my personal space. So that was just my experience with it.
yeah, for me, I think it was a little different. I got a little bit of different reactions just because when I did it, I noticed through the videos, I gave them a little a shrug or a come closer, it's okay, where she just left her arms open. So I think it was really interesting, especially with strangers, that they weren't if you didn't give them a nudge to come closer, they were just nope. One girl literally ducked.
She skirted right out.
So yeah, hugging strangers, Hall's personal space.
Hey, can I ask you a question about your class? Oh, yeah, sure. Okay, where are you from? I'm from Case, Kansas? Okay, cool. I'm from Dodge. How many siblings do you have? Okay, so I have 5. You have 5? Cool. I have 4, and they're all over the place right now, so yeah. What do your siblings do? How old are they? So, they're pretty old. Really? Oh my gosh, mine is 26 and 21. One of them's in the Navy. One of them's a hairdresser. So yeah, I kind of feel the place. But anyway, how's your day been? It's been really? Oh my gosh, that's great. Okay.
Okay, the norm that I broke was turn-taking signals in communication. So, normally there's a pause before the other person starts speaking. So what I did was I would ask a person a question, wait until they started responding, and then interrupt them immediately and just kind of see their reaction. They didn't really react. They were kind of caught off guard and a little uncomfortable, you could tell, but it wasn't anything out of the blue. People were a little confused, but until I explained it, then they were like, oh, okay, that was weird, but it wasn't crazy. So that was my experience with it.
Hey, how are you doing today?
Great, how you doing?
Are you doing good? Is your day going so good?
Very well.
Okay.
What's up?
What's up? No, what are you on? What are you doing? Are you frisbee golfing?
Me and Josh just played frisbee golf.
Are you frolfing?
We're just golfing.
Just golfing? Okay, well, I just wanted to know how your day's going.
It's going well. How's your day?
Good. Just working, doing some stuff. That's about it.
How are you guys doing today?
Okay.
You guys doing good?
Yes. How are you?
I'm doing good. How was your day?
Hey, so far, what are you selling?
Nothing. I'm selling nothing. I have a project and I just need to talk to people.
Okay.
So I just want to say hi. Make sure you guys are doing well.
Hi, yeah, we're okay. I don't care. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks.
Okay, so we violated the expectancy theory. What we did was we went up to strangers and talked to them in an aggressively loud voice to see their reactions. And
Basically for me, I had this girl, and instead of like just trying to leave or anything, she just started talking louder. Like, I don't even know if she recognized it or not, but she wanted to match my level of volume, I guess.
Yeah, and kind of same for me. If you look at the video and listen carefully to both of them, as I was talking to this guy, he started talking louder as well. It didn't at first, he just talked normal, like normal volume, but as I kept the conversation going, he started to match my conversation, which was really interesting because you expect somebody just to be like, this is weird, but they actually reciprocated, which like I would think they weren't as uncomfortable as we wanted them, like, but they, instead of compensating, they reciprocated by raising their volume as well. So.
So the norm that we violated in this last example was body orientation. And that's just the orientation two people are when they're talking to each other or standing next to each other. We violated this because at Chipotle or anything else on the line, the expected orientation is one person facing the back of the next, and so on and so forth until the front of the line. So we decided to face the person behind us and see how they would react. It wasn't huge in this example, but the guy behind me would like look at the wall and his kid or anywhere that wasn't me, and then at the end of it, he like looked at me directly and just started like grinning, like trying to make it less awkward, I guess. But yeah, that's our final example.